it's usually said like, no pain, no gain, you know, because it's a very American sort of line. And it reminds me of conventions, you know, the 12-step program. We admitted we were powerless over our addiction, and our lives had become unmanageable. And just so how much, this is leading up to a piece I'm going to give you, which went down a bomb. It went down absolutely with great humor at this convention. What happens is in NA or AA, you have what's called a phone line that you ring up, and volunteers who've got, you know, a night off will be there to answer calls for people who are vulnerable, scared, want to know where a meeting is, or somebody who feels like relapsing. So I had this funny idea. This is years ago, so if this sounds familiar to you, then I'm the one that thought it up, because I suffer from several of these problems. Well, they're not problems, they're... But anyway, we thought if there was nobody available to answer the phone at the NA helpline, which was in Earl's Court, then we would have a recorded announcement, and it would go like this. So you've rung, boop, welcome to the NA helpline, the mental health hotline. If you're obsessive and compulsive, press 1 repeatedly. If you're codependent, please ask someone to press 2 for you. If you have multiple personalities, press 3, 4, 5, and 6. If you're paranoid, we know who you are. And what you want, stay online so we can trace your call. If you're delusional, press 7 and your call will be transferred to the mothership. If you're schizophrenic, listen carefully and a small voice will tell you which number to press. If you're manic depressive, it doesn't matter which number you press, no one will answer. If you're dyslexic, press 96969696969969. If you have a nervous disorder, please fidget with the hash key until a representative comes online. If you have amnesia, press 8 and state your name, your address, your national insurance number, your previous address, your national insurance number that your father had before he left you, and your mother's maiden name. If you have short-term memory loss, press 9. If you have short-term memory loss, press 9. If you have short-term memory loss, press 9. If you have low self-esteem, please hang up, because all our operators are too busy to talk to you. But we never did that. We didn't do that because, well, you know, I mean, pour me a large one, and that's not what we wanted to do. I used to go to NA until I discovered that I was just following my sister. I'm not in denial, I'm not trying to make up excuses, but I didn't identify with the saying, if I pick up again, I will die, because it's interesting, because it was said in the meeting just now about, you know, people with mental health issues and avoiding feelings. Like, for example, I was not going to come here today. I wanted to stay where I was, which was in a room by myself, even though I'm in a relationship and my partner convinced me, but I was quite happy to stay under that pillow. And I'll find any excuse to stay there. Okay, actually, as it goes at the moment, I'm on heavy medication, serious stuff. Written legally by a doctor. I'm actually on some serious stuff. I have epilepsy. I have this extended abdomen because the Homerton Hospital, where I had Crohn's disease, well, Crohn's disease is what I have, but, you know, they just messed up my stomach. The infection, you know, MRSA, really? It wasn't me. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. So I'm on some serious stuff. Epilepsy is kind of freaky-deaky because well, staircases are, you know, staircase, you know, I'm funny, I don't go on the underground, I don't go upstairs on buses. I've made my epilepsy pass look pretty interesting. It's quite fun, I'll show you. It's sort of, you know, I make it look like that's medication. I've put a chocolate sticker there because it looks like I'm official, yeah. Excuse me.
Be careful you don't get arrested for that.
Well, actually, when I was pulled over once by the police, I was paranoid that they would have known that chocolate sticker.
Yeah. And apparently there was somebody going around
arresting people.
Doing naughty things with one of those fake passes, so you got to be careful.
Right. Another piece I'd like to share with you is, obviously, as I've just said, like many patients, I received dreadful treatment. It wasn't dreadful because the surgery was excellent, but it was the the carelessness that followed with district nurses and nurses on ward, and just people who just don't care. You know, you've got something in your central line, yeah? You don't touch that unless you've got gloves on gloves. I had a nurse who had not long appeared to have not finished chicken.
Yeah.
Because she eat, so I eat chicken, and I say it like that because my mother's from the Caribbean, and I know there's a certain way of eating chicken, and I know that this woman had been eating chicken, and she's fiddling with my central line thing, where that would be where you're being fed intravenous food, which is TPN. So, and the bag is on the floor. So can you imagine what it's like to be in that position? Your entire abdomen is, coughing and sneezing is a no-no. So, vulnerable is an understatement. So I'm very, much about the National Health Service. So my GP invites me a lot to speak to future doctors. And I get a £10 Marks and Spencer's voucher for doing it, which is cool, because, that adds up. And usually it's future neurologists and doctors who will soon, and what they do is they ask you questions to try and work out what's wrong with you. Now, my first aneurysm, I've only had one aneurysm, 2 brain hemorrhages. I was diagnosed with gastroenteritis, but it wasn't, because it was a brain hemorrhage. And that was the one that was the big problem, because it'd been bleeding for ages. Wow. And so that doctor didn't recognize my symptoms. So basically, the point of what my GP has got me doing with these doctors is to see if they can work out what's wrong with you based on your symptoms. You're not on the floor coughing blood up. So, so what's wrong with this person? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so I do these meetings, and we have a patient group, which is great because it allows us as patients to understand how to best get over our illness to the GP, who we either have a relationship with already or we don't. We've got 10 minutes, or if you've got a double appointment, 20 minutes, but whatever you've got. And it's very hard to tell somebody, it's not just, oh, it hurts here, or, oh, fuck, so we do that. So I wrote another piece, and our patient group won an award for the patient group being so successful and getting the message over. And Andrew Lansley was invited to our practice to discuss what was happening with the National Health. So, of course, who's the sickest person in his practice? Not sickest as in that, but the illest, or one of the illest, along with Christine, who's had 2 heart operations, her and I, to meet him. And we were invited to this big, giant, it was like, he looked like the Pope, or should I say, what do you call it? Somebody who wears a big, thick gold thing around their neck. Yes, well, I'm sure they are Masons, yeah. A mayor. But he's actually the president of the Royal something of General Practitioners, right? And the award is given to you in a round, wrapped piece of paper with a ribbon. And you just receive your award and you walk off. You don't say a word. It's our turn now, and here I am with my walking stick, just had a fit on the way there, a real epileptic fit. And it's our turn. So Jonathan Tomlinson, who's the GP at the Lawson practice, and Stewart Harvey Wilson. I wasn't Dr. Stewart there. And so that, I was like, wow, 300 doctors, very, very, in the afternoon in a big hotel in Victoria. So I prepared a piece with the help of my dear friend. Oh, anyway, it's not here. This is my hand. And I got up and performed it, which you don't do. You're not supposed to talk. You're supposed to just... So my GP said to the president, no, it's okay. Stuart's one of the patients, and we're here to participate. So I said, oh, wow, what an amazing feeling. I've never stood in front of so many lifesavers, so I'd like to just take this brief moment to give you something very brief. And I said, it goes like this. Excuse me reading it, because obviously, some I've got in my mind, not all of them. Okay. The spirit of management. Survival of the fittest is the case we have to plead. We stand on Darwin's ladder, and our goal is to succeed. The spirit that is management informs our every task. What do we do exactly? You only have to ask. While the prince of process, the fisted hidden hand, with slightly sweaty fingers and a smile a tattoo bland, with PowerPoint we state our case in manageable speak. We're here to gouge out value, quantify and tweak. We are doctors of the dismal science, kings of business plans, Save a bit on hygiene, and we'll send you more bedpans. The time set for patients should be just like boiling eggs. Don't waste time on the dying. Don't waste time setting legs. Each minute is accountable, each decision in a flash. Human values can't be counted, so well, we'll just stick to cash. We'll talk in any ballpark, each flagpole we'll salute. We'll cut the waste and trim the fat, in this we're resolute. The firm grip on the purse strings, we're rationing heartbeats. It's such a shame that patients can't sleep on balance sheets. If we don't describe the target, if we don't define the goal, it's like we're tipping money down the blackest of black holes. The further we look into it, the less we understand. Why can't patients be predictable? It all seems badly planned. So the survival of the fittest is a system that fits here, and we're here to make you fit right in or simply disappear. The ebb and flow of life is naught to flow charts everywhere, and the cold hard hand of process choking off the air. Thank you. When I did that, okay, Mr. President, who's like, they went mental.
They were mental first.
They went absolutely bananas, because obviously you've got doctors out there who work hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Because not all doctors, I'll say, I feel the way I say. I'm not angry.
So they got angry at you?
No. They wanted copies.
Oh, wow.
So this has been sent.
I thought you meant they were angry.
Yeah, I sent this to Andrew Lansley.
They loved it.
And he didn't reply. No.
But the doctors loved it.
Yes, all of them. All of them.
Because they were under pressure, underpaid, and they wanted somebody to know.
Yes. And I think it's that case of, where you go, no. See, I mean, you can hear I'm nervous. Of course I'm bloody nervous. Just because I've been on Radio 4 doesn't mean anything. Well, it does, but it's just that I was recorded in my hallway at home where I live with a duvet over the door to create a sound. Well, I mean, you've heard of some of the greatest albums have been recorded in toilets. And, or should I say that guitar piece or that blah. I'm not saying the entire album.
The Beatles used to rehearse in the bathroom at first.
What's that?
The Beatles used to rehearse
there you go. See?
In John Lennon's bathroom.
John Lennon's.
Because the acoustics in the bathroom.
Okay, this isn't anything political or anything doctory. It's just all the stuff we find in shops, and and I find it fun. My sister's a nun, and not that she has anything to do with this, but I think it's to do with the stuff that we see in supermarkets and shops when we go in there. And as I've been on PCA, which is patient control anesthesia, that's morphine. At night time, when the lights go down and the night staff are in that office and all the lighting changes and you see little green lights and little red lights, you're in a spaceship and you're way out there in Disneyland. And your mind just goes to places which, yeah. So, this is called the Generations of Umo. Umo begot Daz, Daz begot Flash, Flash begot Oxo, Bisto, and Andrex, and the sons of Andrex, Gloy, and Bostic, and the sons of Bisto, Anadol, Bithadol, and Ithamol. These were the sons of Bisto, and the sons of Oxo by Nivea, Paxo, and Nimble, and Vimto, and the sons of Oxo by Kame, his handmaid. Were Isil and Detol. Detol begot Biro, Biro begot Us begot Milton and Nesquik. Nesquik begot Harpic, Harpic begot Bovril, Bovril begot Domestos, in the land of Uhu. Domestos begot Timax, and Copidex by Savlon, his wife. Timax begot Jif, or was it Sif?
No,
for Jif.
Twins.
Jif begot Actified, Actified begot Pyrex, Pyrex begot Paracetamol when Tampax was king. Paracetamol begot Brillo, Brillo begot Horlicks and B-Monks and Gung in the reign of the first Cocoa Pops. These were the sons of Brillo, which his wife Rivita bore him. And these are all the generations of Uhu, Homo, Omo? O-M-O, sorry.
Giving your age away there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? From the reign of Prostogen to the sons of Radox to the coming of Kodachrome. And all of these are available in Morrison's. No, I only said Morrison's because that's what you said. Sort of Sainsbury's, I think. But yes, I'd just like to share this with you very briefly. But it happened a little while ago, and I'm never doing that again. No, well, yes. I was in a... Where is this hospital? It's in Ladbroke Grove. Okay, it's a psychiatric hospital, and it's... Yeah, and I was in there. And one night, I'm sitting there talking... By the way, all the loonies were the staff. I mean,
absolutely.
Really.
Yeah.
So there I am, talking with a lady who's there, and she had her story, I had my story, and we were talking. And we really got on, and we were talking. And it was 10:30, and that's not that late. And I've not really told people this, but I will tell you. It's about 10:30, and they're saying that we should go to bed. But we don't want to go to bed. My bed's there in that room, and hers is around the corner in the ladies' section, but she knows where it is. It's in this building. It will take her about a minute and a half to get there. But do you mind? Because, and no. Anyway, it turned into quite an aggressive thing. She was a bit more loudy than I was. To cut the story short, I'm on the floor with his knee in my neck. I'm being manhandled. Well, because there were men. Because if it was women, can you be manhandled by women?
Well, whatever.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry, I speak silly. Boys! So I was taken into this room, violent, and then I was drugged up. I'm talking like, I don't know where I am, who I am, or what I am, and I don't know anything. Anyway, this is what happened. I'm under the close eye of a neurologist, which is the physical brain, and an investigation was done as to how on earth did this happen to my patient. Because of, and so basically, this person was, what's the word, when you were pulled aside and given a good talking to, because what you did was...
Chastised.
Yeah, I don't know whether it was that or whatever, but it's just the fact that, yes, I don't know what they did to her. I didn't see her the following day, but this was just because we were able to intelligently say, we would like to stay up a little bit longer and talk. Fascinating.
And they're eager and they get angry.
That's the process.
What, is it?
That's the process.
Oh, God,
and they're only doing their job.
Well, sorry, I didn't know I was going to be saying you this, because when I sat there halfway through the meeting that was before this, I was so blown away, because when I'm alone, I'm in bad company. That's what I sort of say, And every time I'm convinced to do something where there's other people, it always works. It's always good, it's always right, and I was wrong. And it's fascinating. And when do you get it? When will you realize that doesn't work, Stu?
Absolutely.
So, are you cool? Okay. I don't really come here to tell jokes.
Man is not an island, you're trying to say.
But, yeah, this is one unrelated to, anything I've been discussing, but it is words, and it's fun what we can do with them. This is to do with technology. There's a gentleman walking around with a beautiful microphone. There is a microphone here, and his one is there. There you go. And it's on a tripod, and there's that, and that's a ring flash, and that's a thing, and that's a that. And these are all little gadgets, and wow, man, whoa. What do they mean, and how do they work? Well, if you're like me, you can't be bothered to read the instructions. You just buy it, and da-da-da. So this piece is about all of that. And I call it, hang on. I think I've got it working. No, I haven't. Hang on. I think I've got it working. There it is. Ooh, isn't. Gosh, that's hot. Now, according to the diagram, that should be in the other slot, and that bit there should be connected to this bit with the tongue and groove. Just tear off that sticker there. Yeah, the one that says do not remove. Ouch. Now you've done it. That blue flash looks like it cost a load of cash. And that curl of smoke of no concern, well, this guarantee says this won't burn. And when the sprinklers finally stop, we'll just take it back to the shop. I fell in love in a big blue shed with the future. Well, that's what the salesman said. With one of these, I'd be complete. The multiverse lay at my feet. And with the help of an easy payment plan, my life at the cutting edge began. A cubic mile of styrofoam, but at least I'd finally got it home. This perfect thing with all its features, dumber than God's dumbest creatures. So what does it do, my friends all said? Well, I looked all knowing and scratched my head and wondered how to make it go. Oh, have I said that already? See, that's the thing is, you see. Yeah, so far so good. I wondered how to make it go. This perfect thing with all its features, dumber than God's dumbest creatures. So what does it do, my friends all said? Well, I looked all knowing and scratched my head. And that's the wrong one. And oh, please don't lose it. And so I called the not much helpline, shunted around the local loop line. Pressed each button, I was told. The hours flew by as I grew old. But at the end of which what really hurt was that it simply stayed inert. Hang on. I think I've got it working. Yeah, look, it does. Yeah. What does it do? I don't know. I forgot. So there you go. That's a perfect example. So I'm really into, I've got a laminator. So I like to laminate, y'all. And another thing which is interesting is when you're talking and right in the middle of a sentence you say, well, and lem ting an, so true son, is is to see the expression. However, it's not, because I was in a kebab shop some years ago, and I had my back to where I just purchased the kebab. I was putting some sauces, and I heard a guy come in and say, "Give me two of them ting them there, and give me two of them," right? So I just assumed there's a black man, right? I turned around, he's blonde, blue eyes, and he's looking at me, and he's like, "Wagwan, man, wagwan." I'm like, yeah. You know, and I forgot that it's an accent. That's all it is, okay? So, like, if you live here, all right, mate, how's it going? Do you know what I mean, mate? Yeah. And so you know, I think it's because that was years ago. But now it's not such a big shock. But I'd like to end you with this, because this really, this sort of information does it for me. This is what for me, it's about. It's about, like I said, today, I was laying there, even though I knew I was going to be here, because I said I would be here, but it doesn't mean I have to be here, because I could quite easily ring up and say, "I've had a fit and fallen down the stairs," and, right, which would be a lie. So this is what this is about, and it's under the name of taking risks. And I'd like you to hear it. Huh? I
said we're not a firing squad.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I know. Isn't it weird? It's weird. Okay, this is called taking risks. The mind is a coward. For those who listen to it become utterly cowardly. The mind is not an adventurer. It is very cautious. It takes every step and calculation until it is certain that there is no risk. Until it has seen others taking the risk. Until it has seen others taking the step and there has been no danger. Hence, listening to the mind is the most disturbing phenomenon of growth. When everything is going well, the mind comes in and says, "Watch out." Because you listen to the mind's fears, you stop living. The mind would keep you always the same, never taking risks. Newness is an enemy to the mind. Sameness is its friend. To laugh is to risk appearing a fool. To weep is to risk appearing sentimental. To reach out is to risk involvement. To expose feelings is to risk rejection. To place your dreams before the crowd is to risk ridicule. To love is to risk not being loved in return. To go forward in the face of overwhelming odds is to risk failure. But risks must be taken, because the greatest hazard of life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing, does nothing, has nothing, is nothing. You may avoid suffering and sorrow, but you cannot learn, feel, change, grow, or love. Chained by certitude, you are only a slave. Only the person who risks is free.
Absolutely.
And on that, I'm going to drink the tea that Sarah brought me, and it's been a real pleasure, because honestly, I can't tell you what it means to actually step out of your comfort zone and do it. You know, so wherever you're going, I hope you get there and do it well, and just, wow, you've really made a big, huge for me. Thank you so much. Boys!
Was it worth the risk?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Fire is all, eh?
Yes.
See you next week.
Yes.